Naval Staff calls for the establishment of special court dedicated to maritime crimes. On the foreign scene, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant clashes over the condition of a hostage and the ceasefire deal in Gaza. Details of these will come to you shortly. To stay with us. And now the news in full. Minister of State for Health and Social Welfare, Dr. Tunji Alausa, has lauded President Bola Ahmed Tinubu for what he terms as unwavering support to the health sector. According to Dr. Alausa, the administration of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has made significant strides in addressing the critical challenges facing the health sector. On Japa syndrome, which has left a considerable gap in the human resources for health, Dr. Alausa revealed that the Federal Ministry of Health has responded decisively. He maintained that admission quotas and health training institutions across the country have been increased to ensure that they are training more healthcare professionals to fill in the gaps.
Is a testament to our collective commitment to improving healthcare delivery in Nigeria. Our administration has made significant strides in addressing the critical challenges facing the healthcare sector. The Japa syndrome has left a considerable gap in our human resources for health, but I'm pleased to announce that the Federal Ministry of Health has responded promptly and decisively to address this major challenge.
His commitment to excellence and results is evident in the transformation of this specialist hospital into a center of innovation and efficiency. I have no doubt that his continued leadership, the center will receive the support it needs to remain a leading institution in the diagnosis, treatment, and research for ear, nose, and throat diseases. The establishment of the National Ear Care Center was a significant step towards addressing the prevalence of hearing impairment in Nigeria.
Really delighted, for this invitation, to come and rejoice with you for achieving this feat. On behalf of the people of this emirate, we're very, very happy, delighted with the intervention of the government. Education is the key, to better things to come to any institution. Healthcare is supposed to be the leader of all, things, all investments, I believe, because you have to be well, you have to be alive before you do any other thing.
This project we are unveiling today represents the embodiment of our hospital's vision, leveraging the power of cutting-edge technology, modern infrastructure, and a dedicated team of professionals to deliver a world-class medical services.
Very soon, our hospitals and our public education system would be enjoying a significant reduction in the prices of that they are paying currently for their energy tariff. We can see, as everybody knows, public information, this 2024 budget, we have the highest budgetary allocation to health ever in the history of our country.
The Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Emmanuel Ogala, vowed to eradicate all theft completely in the country in order to increase the contribution of maritime to the blue economy. He also called for the establishment of special courts dedicated to maritime crimes, pointing out that such would lead to more effective and efficient justice delivery and eradicate insecurity. The Naval Chief made the call while delivering the Toward Distinguished Personality Lecture of the Institute for Peace and Strategic Studies, University of Ibadan. The lecture, with the theme Role of the Nigerian Navy in Combating Maritime Crimes and Advancing Nigeria's Blue Economy, took place at Senator Abiola Ajimobi Resource Center, UI Ibadan.
The blue economy is crucial to the economic prosperity of Nigeria, particularly as our population grows and global supply chain becomes increasingly integrated. However, this growth also brings a multidimensional increase in maritime crimes. The Nigerian Navy has demonstrated a strong commitment to ensuring a secure maritime environment necessary for the development of the blue economy.
He also disclosed that there has been no piracy in Nigeria since 2023. In his remarks, the Senate Committee Chairman of the Nigerian Navy, Otumba Benga Daniel, who was the chairman of the occasion, was represented by General Olumoyiwa Okunowo, who urged the security agents to commit themselves to the survival of the country. In the various remarks by the dignitaries present, they called for interagency collaboration to deal with security challenges in the country. The director of IPPS, Professor Ruth Moses Adio, said maritime security was central to the diversification agenda of the current administration.
The job which the federal government has invested so much on the Nigerian Navy, a lot of resources have been put into providing for the Nigerian Navy. And we assure you that we will not betray that trust and will continue to do our best to ensure that this country is safe and that the maritime environment is safe for all investors to invest for the betterment of this country.
There should be synergy among the services, and not only the service, even the paramilitary. You see, because they are in different, they have different roles and in different places. But if there is synergy in terms of information and intelligence, most of the problems we are having wouldn't be there.
And still on security, the Kaduna State Police Command has apprehended a syndicate allegedly involved in ATM card swap fraud, recovering 45 ATM cards and a POS machine in the process. The command's PPRO ASP Mansir Hassan, in a statement, said the suspect Umar Yao of Zoo Road, Kanu Abdullahi Bukar of Tudunwada, Kaduna, and Husseini Suleiman of Zoo Road, Kanu were arrested on August 27, 2024, around 11 p.m. following a coordinated operation based on credible intelligence. They stated that the trio were notorious for loitering around ATMs, pretending to assist individuals unfamiliar with operating the machines. They would then deceitfully swap the victims' ATM cards, allowing them to carry out unauthorized withdrawals from their accounts. Following the protest held by students of the University of Ibadan, Oyo State on Friday over the hike in tuition fees by the institution's governing council, the management of the institution has directed all students to vacate the campus by 2 p.m. on Saturday. Report has it that on Friday, students of the institution staged a peaceful protest over tuition hikes by the management of the institution. It is observed that the students during the protest carried different placards with inscriptions such as "We say no tuition hikes." The management is insensitive to our plight and our parents cannot afford the new hikes, while they blocked roads leading to the campus. As a result, in a circular dated August 30, 2024, the institution's registrar directed the students to vacate the school premises by 2 p.m. on Saturday, which is today, stating that the school will be shut for 3 weeks. According to Saliu, the closure followed the meeting of the university management with the leadership of the Students' Union on Friday, August 30, 2024, where the Vice-Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate, approved that the institution be shut for 3 weeks. He noted that the directive is effective on Saturday, August 31, 2024, till September 20, 2024. The Oyo State government has reassured residents of the state that it will not relent in securing lives and properties within the state government. He stated this through the acting governor of the state, Barrister Bayo Lawal, following an on-the-spot assessment visit to Big Parkan village in Saki West local government, where some yet to be identified assailants attacked and killed some residents. Barrister Lawal maintained that Oyo State government, under the leadership of Governor Seyi Makinde, has always shown its commitment to delivering on the fundamental task of securing lives, as evident in its huge investment in security. The acting governor lamented the attack, which affected mostly the Fulani residents in the village, said the government will protect various communities and ensure that no man is oppressed irrespective of his ethnicity or religion. According to Barrister Lawal, the visit was to assess the situation, condole with victim families, and reassure the people of the area. He added that the government will bring the perpetrators to book and provide all necessary logistics to aid security agencies in the investigations into the incident.
Old people, men and women, 10 altogether. And this is Oyo State. We are not looking for this type of incident. So it caught us, by surprise, and we deem it fit to pay a visit to these people, to condole with them and give assurances that things of this nature must never happen again. Only yesterday, the Commissioner of Police paid a visit to assess the situation, and we have seen that actually some people invaded this hamlet and carried out this dastardly action.
It was around 11:30 a.m. on Tuesday. So I heard the bad news that those of our people living here was assassinated by unknown people. So we are here just to commiserate with them and to pay them a condolence visit.
You're still on to Galaxy Primetime News, and coming up next. The Ogun State records 151 suspected cases of monkeypox. It is a detail we'll come to you shortly. Do stay with us. We're glad to have you back. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle with Galaxy TV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTVNews. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at Galaxy TV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share your story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 0818-666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. Four persons living with HIV revealing and speaking about their status have remained a challenge due to many factors. Chief among them is stigmatization. And this report, correspondent John Felix sits with Kadiri Oluseyi, who shares her compelling story to encourage many and reiterate yet again that HIV is not a death sentence. Correspondent John Felix completes the story.
I've been told many times that you will soon die. And unfortunately, most of those people that told me then that I will soon die, some are gone. But I am still living and I am doing well.
Yes, you heard it clearly. Kadiri Oluseyi is a woman living with HIV. She currently serves as the Lagos State Coordinator, Association of Women Living with HIV. 21 years and counting, she's living her best life and propagating the gospel of HIV. Despite coming from an influential family, she says she has had her low moments as a person living with HIV.
It wasn't rosy, it wasn't funny, I wasn't really that happy person. Although today, I've passed through the storm, I've been able to overcome it. I've not been able to bond back with my family and all that. And the social economic responsibility of catering for 3 children with this modern age and all through that storm, making sure that the children, I don't want them to go wayward, I don't want them to drop out of school, I want them to be somebody in the society, I want them to be useful for themselves by tomorrow and also be useful for the community and the society. So it really takes me it cost me a lot. Like there are times I tell my children, I could have been looked more better than the way I am, but the burden has really weighed me down. But however, I still give God the glory because many women of my age and my status didn't make it till this stage. So I thank God, at least about 21 years and 22 years living with HIV, I'm still healthy, I'm doing well, and my children are all negative and we are living in harmony. So even though the other family members are not there, but at least I am strong.
In 2014, the Joint United Nations Programme on HIV/AIDS launched the 95-95-95 target. The aim was to diagnose 95% of all HIV-positive individuals, provide antiretroviral therapy for 95% of those diagnosed, and achieve viral suppression for 95% of those treated by 2030. Among the 2 million people currently living with HIV in Nigeria, Kadiri says attention must be given towards ending stigmatization, which poses a great threat to ending HIV in Nigeria.
We need to work on stigma. We need to work on stigma. We need to stop stigmatizing people living with HIV because stigma fuels the spread. Stigma will prevent that person from going to access medication. Stigma will prevent that person from disclosing to family. And stigma will prevent that person from even taking the medication even if he or she is able to get it. So stigma is actually a backlash in the cause of trying to eradicate HIV and AIDS in the country. So all we have to do as media, as a community, as family, as individual, and the government is to put hands together and fight stigma. Let's take stigma out of everything we do. Let's begin to relay the story of HIV like it is malaria. Malaria has no cure up to today, despite all efforts of WHO and other world leaders to eradicate malaria. Malaria has not been eradicated. So the same thing, you can live with your malaria and you can also live with your HIV. The only thing that HIV is a virus that enters the blood.
The National Agency for the Control of AIDS says the agency is working to change societal misconceptions about HIV, noting that significant progress has been made so far.
We're trying to change the mindset of people from their misconceptions about it. And then, of course, we do realize that the stigma and discrimination affects the ability of people living with HIV to socialize in their community, from getting a job to having a roof over their head and all. So with respect to job, the HIV work policy, for example, is a classical example of what the country had done in the past, working with Ministry of Labour. The Ministry of Labour has also embarked on a process whereby they were reviewing where we are with that policy.
With sheer determination, Nigerian leaders can save millions of lives, prevent millions of new HIV infections, and ensure that everyone living with HIV can live healthy and fulfilled lives. From Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, John Felix reporting for Galaxy Television News.
The Ogun State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Tomi Koka, has said that the state has not recorded any confirmed cases of Mpox across its 20 local government areas. She however noted that the state had recorded 151 suspected cases of Mpox, but none had been confirmed as positive. Talking to newsmen in Abeokuta, the Ogun State capital, the commissioner affirmed that the state has maintained a high level of surveillance since the global outbreak in 2024. The commissioner urged residents to avoid close contact with individuals showing symptoms, particularly those with rashes of skin lesions, as the disease is highly contagious.
In Ogun State, we haven't had any case of Mpox since May 2023. But this year, we've had 153 suspected cases, of which none has come back positive for Mpox. However, we picked up about 57 cases of chickenpox because the pox, pustules, which is the rash, is similar to that of chickenpox. So the awareness is that anybody that has a rash, please go to your nearest facility, which is the primary health center or general hospital, and they will notify our disease notification officer in that local government, and we will come and investigate.
A group, Junior Chamber International Rock City, has called for collective effort in empowering young people, stating that the world can be a better place if youth are empowered. The group's president, Dr. Hassan Kandipe, made this call at the third edition of the Ogun Youth Development and Empowerment Summit held in Abeokuta, Ogun State capital. He said the summit, with the theme 360 Degrees Leadership Building Financial Resilience and Planning for Economic Uncertainties, was aimed to equip young people with skills to navigate economic challenges. He explained that the summit sought to help young individuals understand and learn how to build their finances and plan for economic uncertainties.
We will be awarding certificates and will be empowering some people, some youths. We have trained them on different vocational skills, starting from tie and dye, bead making, soap making, graphic designing. So that is the little we can do from our own end. And I know that even the Ogun State government recently launched a program on some vocational skills. But
in her remarks, wife of the Oluwu of Owu Kingdom, Olori Amina Adeleye, advised youth to work hard, saying that there is no shortcut to success. She also urged the youth to be good ambassadors of the nation and to always maintain good moral values.
Please, let's be the change catalyst for our future. Because if we're beginning to accept this kind of lifestyles, do you know what will happen in the future? Please, let's be mindful. That's what I'm driving at. Mindful. What we do, what we say, where we are at every given time.
The Ogun State chapter of the People's Democratic Party, PDP, on Saturday held ward congresses across the state. The ward congresses, which was held across all the 236 wards within the 20 local government of the state, had in attendance officials of Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. Our correspondent during on-spot assessment to Ward 1211 in Abeokuta North reports that PDP faithfuls in their large numbers came out to elect their executive at the level. Also, the Congress held at Ogere Town Hall, Ward 7 in Ikene local government, Honorable Taiwo Shonei, emerged the chairman of the ward. While monitoring the exercise, the chairman of Ward Congress Electoral Committee, Honorable Solomon B. Maffen, said for conducted the exercise as a family affair.
So, like I always say, it's a family business, and a family affair, and you can see there is no trouble anywhere. Everybody who wanted to contest was given the right to contest, and they scored the votes that the people wanted to give them. So they had their supporters queued behind them, and they were all counted and recorded. So I think it is one of the most freest elections I have ever witnessed in the history of the PDP congresses. I've conducted several congresses in many states before, but this is one of the most freest that I've ever seen.
World Congress is about the most difficult to conduct. 236 words, And this is very difficult, but we thank God that it has gone peacefully. No single report of violence, no single report of disorderliness of any form anywhere in the state have reached me so far. So it shows that PDP is ready to take up the mantle of leadership in Ogun State.
Rivers State Governor Siminalayi Fubara has described healthcare as one of the major focuses of his administration in ensuring the well-being of the people. Governor Fubara made this known while inspecting health facilities across Port Harcourt, the state capital. According to the governor, he is impressed with the ongoing construction work on health facilities, which according to him will be completed in the shortest possible time.
One of the major items in our agenda for governance, which is healthcare. We have seen what they are doing, and I can say that we're also impressed with what they are doing. We're very sure that before the first quarter of next year, this project will be delivered to the good people of this city.
A coalition of Southern Kaduna youth have played what it called a campaign of calumny against Senator Sunday Marshall Katung, who represents the Southern Kaduna Senatorial District. Speaking to journalists in Kaduna, the coordinator of the coalition, Comrade Luke Dunia Augustine, said the negative and unfortunate campaigns against Senator Katung were personal, selfish, and not in the interest of the overall development of Southern Kaduna. According to Dunia, Senator Katung had within the first year as a representative of the Southern Kaduna people surpassed expectations by addressing the very issues that affect the people of the region the most.
We wish to therefore, as a group, pass a vote of confidence on our respected distinguished Senator, Barrister Sunday Marshall Katung. He is doing exactly what the people of Southern Kaduna want him or elected him to do. We are the few concerned youths representing the region, and we are saying that those who are saying or trying to draw us backward as a region by making a politics of colony should desist from that, because the distinguished senator is perfectly serving the people of the region.
The group says they decided not to sit back and watch insignificant, bitter and political businessmen who have not contributed anything to the development of the community but keep misrepresenting fact just to get at their leaders.
We are deeply concerned about the peace, growth and development of our great region. Our members cut across all political, religious and ethnic groups across the Southern Kaduna. We are very much concerned about the happenings in our region.
A total of 1,979 National Youth Service Corps members comprising 1,562 for Kaduna State and 417 for the Federal Capital Territory has been sworn in for the 2024 Batch B Stream 1 one-year mandatory service. During the swearing-in ceremony at the NYC Temporary Rotation Camp at Government College, Kaduna, the state coordinator Hassan Taura urged the Corps members to embrace the scheme's core values of discipline integrity, selflessness, and patriotism. He emphasized the importance of participating in all camp activities, particularly the skill acquisition and entrepreneurship development program designed to equip members with essential skills for self-reliance. While the Kaduna State Governor, Senator Basani, who was ably represented by the Commissioner for Internal Security and Home Affairs, appealed to the core members to be ambassadors of peace and national development.
I urge you to embark on the 3 weeks orientation course with a focus on becoming ambassadors of peace, national unity, and progress. This 1 year of national service is a crucial phase where you are expected to contribute selflessly to the development of our country. I encourage you to take all the orientation course activities seriously. May I, at this juncture, reassure this gathering that my administration will continue to support the NYSC scheme.
That these promising young men and women have so far demonstrated their readiness to embark on this unique phase of their lives. As of today, a total number of 1,779 core members have been registered, comprising of 1,562 for Kaduna State and 417 for the Federal Capital Territory Abuja.
The severity of kidnapping in Nigeria has assumed worrisome dimensions as it has become a major subject of discourse. The same needs to be given the required attention to tackle the hydra-headed monster in our society, which is fast gaining notoriety given that every citizen is a potential victim among men of the underworld who now sees it as a fast way of making millions of naira through the abduction of unsuspecting victims from their homes or on the road while traveling. Correspondent Gabriel Audia, who files in this report, takes a look at the growing menace and the call on government and security agencies to brace up and tackle it. The report.
Well, I've always been talking about the restructuring of the country and then state police. If you have your state police, as we copy the presidential system of government from the United States of America. But here, when the police comes, they are being posted at Abuja, and they know whom to post to Benue to assist them. And the United Nations says 4 policemen to 1 person. We will not meet that standard.
This is becoming a serious menace in the society, which needs to be tackled and put as one of the urgent security challenge the federal government needs to deal with. It's becoming a serious problem, irrespective of you being an elite in the society or a commoner, wherever you are not freed of that security challenge.
The reason why kidnapping is becoming a serious business in Nigeria is because people are benefiting from it. Once the business is viable, everybody wants to start that business. We call it startup in the business sector. If it continues, Nigerians will find themselves in a terrible situation. So the government have to step up by empowering the security apparatus across the country, providing them with equipment that will help them do their jobs better. Once a leader wants to tackle any challenge,
the recent revelation by the Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, on the high rates of certificate racketeering even from foreign institutions has raised concerns on the impact it has on the nation. Galaxy's TV correspondent gives more details in this report.
The Minister of Education, Professor Tahir Maman, has disclosed that over 22,500 Nigerians are parading fake certificates obtained from Benin Republic and Togo between 2019 and 2023. This revelation has drawn in a lot of reactions and concerns from Nigerians on the retrogressive implication of certificate racketeering on the nation.
In Nigeria here, we place too much emphasis on certification, all right? But the issue is this. Not only in Benin Republic, we have seen people even having fake certificates here in Nigeria.
We need to look critically at our system. What is making our children or our people to go abroad or to look outside Nigeria in search of education? Those who are going to Togo are those who cannot go to UK, who cannot go to America and all those other expensive countries. So, because everybody wants university education, they decide to go there. And we have a system before where the Ministry of Education evaluate those certificates. I don't know whether that's the decision the ministry has taken is based on that maybe they've seen that most of the products of those universities are not up to par.
People are more desperate to access education, which reduce the access to education. People become very desperate in a population of 200 million and perhaps going to 100 million or over 100 million young people, and our universities and polytechnics and colleges of education have the capacity to take only very few number, and in a society where certificate is so highly rated, I do not want to say overrated, people become very desperate. And so it becomes easy for those who want to capitalize on this desperation to extort people, to get them to do all sort of desperate things, including these certificate rackets.
The federal government also approved the dismissal of workers in the public and private sectors with fake degree certificates, stating that their actions dent a negative image on the nation.
Many people do not even know which universities are illegitimate. There is not enough work done to publicize which universities are illegal and all of that. And I think that the commission or the agency are really with duty regarding that has to do more. The Nigeria University Commission has to do more to publicize which institutions are not accredited, which foreign certificates are not recognized. And I think, of course, more also has to be done to cleanse our university, our high institutions of corrupt practices.
They should be withdrawn from service. 2, if those certificates are found to be forgery, there's a difference between if they forged it or they obtained it in a wrong manner. Forging means that maybe they paid some people and all that. And then the other one is the university itself should be blacklisted. And anybody coming from such places should never be employed or given anything to do in Nigeria.
Nenwarangil Mazaka, Galaxy TV News, Lagos. And I'll move over to the foreign desk for more news. Hello and welcome to the foreign news. A bitter dispute about the conditions for a hostage and ceasefire deal in Gaza erupted between Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu and Defense Minister Yoav Gallant at a meeting at the Israeli Security Cabinet, according to multiple reports in Israeli media. The two men argued furiously over whether, as part of any deal, the Israeli military should leave the Philadelphia corridor, a 14-kilometer that runs along the border between Gaza and Egypt. The Philadelphia corridor is currently controlled by the IDF. The deployment of Israeli troops along the corridor during the first phase of a ceasefire agreement has been a major point of contention between Israel and Hamas, with Hamas saying Israeli troops must withdraw from the broader zone. According to multiple accounts, Netanyahu produced maps showing how the IDF should remain in the corridor during the first phase of the deal, in which hostages are also meant to be released so as to prevent Hamas from resuming arms smuggling through tunnels under the corridor. Gallant appeared to receive support from the Chief of the General Staff, Herzi Galevi, who was at the meeting. He is reported to have said that the IDF could withdraw from the corridor and return at the end of 6 weeks of ceasefire. Israel's military is conducting raids in Jenin in the occupied West Bank, blocking access to and for Palestinians in the besieged refugee camp on the 4th day of its assault. Dozens of Israeli soldiers were stationed on the outskirts of the Jenin refugee camp, with Israeli military jeeps and armored personnel carriers moving into the area. Israeli forces blew up homes in the Jabriat neighborhood of the camp as they extended their largest military assault on Palestinian territory in more than 20 years. Paramedics were struggling to contact people in the camp with telecommunications blocked. Several gun battles between Palestinian fighters and Israeli soldiers have been reported in Jenin. Videos on social media shows extensive damage in the area. The armed wing of Hamas said its members have engaged in armed clashes with Israeli forces in the village of Kafr Dan, which is located to the west of the city. Israeli troops, along with armored vehicles, drones and bulldozers on Wednesday, launched simultaneous raids in Jenin, Tulkarem and Tubas. The Palestinian Health Ministry said an elderly man was killed in Jenin without specifying his age, bringing the total death toll from the military raids to 20. The United States military has said that 15 ISIL fighters were killed in a joint raid with Iraqi security forces in western Iraq. 7 U.S. soldiers were injured in a combined operation that took place, U.S. Central Command said in a statement on Saturday. The raid came as the U.S. and Iraq have been in talks about their joint security mission in the country. The fighters were armed with numerous weapons, grenades and explosive suicide belts, CENTCOM said. It did not report any civilian casualties. 5 U.S. soldiers were wounded in the operation, while 2 others were hurt in falls, a U.S. military official told newsmen. All personnel are in stable condition, the official said. The end date for the U.S.-led coalition's mission stationed both in Iraq and Syria as a presence against ISIL was recently postponed. According to newsmen, talks on the subject may not conclude until after the U.S. presidential elections in November. Iraq hosts about 2,500 U.S. soldiers and also has Iran-aligned militias linked to its security forces. There are about 900 U.S. soldiers in Syria as part of the coalition against ISIL. And still on foreign news, telecommunications regulators in Brazil have begun the process of blocking X after the Supreme Court ordered the suspension of the social media platform for failing to meet a deadline to appoint a legislative representative in the country. Supreme Court Justice Alexandra de Moraes ordered the immediate, complete and total suspension of X operation in the country until all court orders are compiled with, fines are duly paid and a new legal representative for the companies appointed. 3 of the country's top telecommunications carriers said they would begin blocking access from midnight. According to a report by local outlets, the judge has been locked in a month-long feud with billionaire investor Elon Musk over disinformation and free speech. At the core of the dispute, de Moraes argues that Musk refused earlier this year to block accounts responsible for the spread of fake news, hate speech and attack on the rule of law. At the time, the Musk denounced the order as censorship and responded by closing the company's offices in Brazil while ensuring the platform was still available in the country. In order on Friday, the judge called Musk an outlaw who intended to allow the massive spread of disinformation, hate speech and attacks on the democratic rule of law, violating the free choice of the electorate by keeping voters away from real and accurate information. Some 40 million Brazilians who use the platform will now lose access to it and face hefty fines of up to 50,000 reais per day if caught using an encrypted connection. A helicopter with 22 people on board, most of them tourists, has gone missing in Russia, Kamchatka Peninsula in the Far East, authorities say. Kamchatka Governor Vladimir Zoldov said they lost communication with an M18 helicopter at 4:15 GMT, which had 22 people on board, 19 passengers and 3 crew members, in a video posted on Telegram on Saturday. Rescue teams in helicopter were searching into the night for the missing aircraft, focusing on a river valley that the helicopter was due to fly along, Russian authorities said. The M8 is a 2-engine helicopter designed in the 1980s. It is widely used in Russia, where crashes have been frequent, as well as in neighboring countries and many other nations. The helicopter had picked up passengers near the Vangjakek ancient volcano in a scenic area of the peninsula known for its wild landscape and active volcanoes. From there, it was traveling to the village of Nikolavia, further east, a distance of about 25 kilometers, authorities said. A source in emergency services told state newsmen that the helicopter disappeared from radar almost immediately after taking off, and the crew did not report any problems. The local weather service said that there was a poor visibility in the area of the airport. Accidents involving planes and helicopters are frequent in Russia Far Eastern region, which is sparsely populated and where there is often harsh weather. And finally, on foreign news, China and the Philippines have accused each other of ramming Coast Guard vessels in a disputed area of the South China Sea. The Philippines have claimed a Chinese ship directly and intentionally rammed into its vessel, while Beijing has accused the Philippines of deliberately crashing into a Chinese ship. Saturday's collision near the Sabina Shoal is the latest in a long-running and escalating row between the two countries over various islands and zones in the South China Sea. Within the past 2 weeks, there have been at least 3 other incidents in the same area involving ships belonging to the two countries. The Sabina Shoal, claimed by China as Xianbingjiao, and an Escoda Shoal by the Philippines, is located at some 75 nautical miles from the Philippines' west coast and 730 nautical miles from China. The South China Sea is a major shipping route through which $3 trillion worth of trade passes through a year. Beijing claims almost all of the South China Sea, including parts claimed by the Philippines, Brunei, Malaysia, Taiwan and Vietnam. Following the latest clash, China's Coast Guard called on the Philippines to withdraw from the Sabina Shoal while pledging to resolutely thwart all acts of provocation, nuisance and infringement. And that's all we have on the foreign news. Now, for more updates and latest news, please visit our website www.galaxytvonline.com. Connect with us on our X handle at GalaxyTV. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/GalaxyTVNews. You can follow and interact with us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/GalaxyTV. Don't forget to follow and tag us on our Instagram page at GalaxyTV. You can also avail our eyewitness feature via WhatsApp. If you have breaking news around you, simply share a story by sending short clips or videos of the news on 018-666-669. Our social media platforms are user-friendly and can always accommodate your live updates and comments. And that's all we have on Galaxy Prime.